The story begins with a woman named Erin, a quiet, dependable office worker who agreed to house sit for her coworker, Leah. Leah had flown out of state for a week and needed someone to check on the place, water her plants, and keep an eye on her dog, a small terrier named Milo. The first night went smoothly. The house was a modest two-bedroom home in a calm, predictable neighborhood. Erin wasn't the anxious type, and she liked the solitude. But on the second night, something changed. It was around 11 p.m. when Erin walked past the guest room hallway and caught a glimpse of a tall figure standing perfectly still behind one of the door frames. She didn't see a face, just the outline of a person. Broad shoulders, long arms motionless. She froze, then blinked. The house was old after all. The hallway lights were dim. She convinced herself she imagined it, though her heart didn't quite buy it. That night, she left the television on in the living room and slept on the couch with Milo curled against her. The next morning came and everything felt normal again. Sunlight helped. She laughed at herself for being spooked by shadows. But the second night ended those excuses. She was brushing her teeth when she saw it again, in the bathroom mirror. Behind her, in the hallway, standing just beyond the frame of the doorway, was that same tall figure. No movement, no sound, just there. She spun around instantly. Nothing, not even a shifting shadow. Her hands shook as she wiped the mirror, swearing she wasn't losing her mind. Milo began growling at the hallway, a deep, steady growl she'd never heard from him before. The third night was worse. Erin tried to distract herself with a movie, but she couldn't ignore the feeling of being watched. Every time she passed a doorway, the kitchen, the basement stairs, the guest bedroom, she looked twice. Sometimes 3 times. It always felt like someone was just out of view. At one point, she swore she heard breathing coming from the hallway. Not Milo's, not hers, slow, heavy, intentional. She didn't sleep. By the 4th day, she was exhausted enough to call Leah. She explained everything. The shadows, the figure, the feeling of any better. That night, Erin decided she wasn't going to be afraid anymore. She sat on the couch, face turned toward the hallway, waiting, listening. That's when Erin saw it. A closet, every corner of the house. They didn't find the man, but they found something else. The basement window latch had been broken for weeks, long enough for someone to have been coming and going without anyone noticing. And behind the furnace, they found blankets, food wrappers, a small worn backpack. Someone had been living down there. The officers questioned Erin, asked for descriptions, checked outside, and did another sweep. Finally, one of them noticed something else. Something subtle but horrifying. Every doorway in the house had faint, nearly invisible scuff marks on the floor, right where a person would stand. Not just 1 or 2 doorways, every single one marks from shoes, from someone tall, someone who stood there often, watching, listening, waiting. The police told Erin the man was likely a transient who slipped in weeks ago, hiding in the basement and coming out only when the house was dark and silent. But there was one detail they couldn't explain. Erin never heard footsteps, and neither did Leah. When someone moves around a house at night, you hear Dory house has one.